Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Scotty Gex. I'll be your instructor for the GR101 Introduction to Grades Winter 2025 course. I'm your instructor for both this course and the construction site erosion and sediment control course, which we will get to later. This is our opening or introductory video. There is, and in the first week, there is a welcome and introduction statement which describes the course and the course overview. Pretty excited about this course this term, as we're moving to a competency-based format, which I'll describe in detail in a moment, but that means you can move at your own pace. You don't have to wait on other students to finish whatever they're doing. We will continue to move on up until the midterm, and then we will pause for that, get that out of the way, and take off again and go to the final. Now, in between week 1 and week 10, as this is a 10-week course, there are a couple of constraints which I want to get to, and I think I'll do it by just go ahead and opening up the week 1 module, as that you're looking at the home page of that, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But let's get to that format in case I have some questions. So let me get to the first module. And here is that welcome and introduction statement. I've already greeted you. Again, my name's Scotty Gex. You can find my contact information on the home page, as we have left that now. Let me go back since I'm talking about that. You can find my information on the home page where my little finger is right now, about your instructor, and you can find out how to contact me, which I will go over once we have finished this welcome statement. The welcome statement is not only to greet you, is to explain what our format is. So let's kind of move into a little bit of that right now. Let's start out and just kind of read it. And here it is. Okay, it's got some, welcome. There's the name, the code, the course code, GR101, and its introduction to grade winter 2025. I'm Scotty Gex, and I'll be your instructor for the course. You can learn more about me on the home page under About Your Instructor, and also my contact information will be there and at the bottom, as we'll get to as soon as I go through the course overview and format. So listen closely, read it over when I'm through talking about it at your leisure. Just be sure you understand. So, course overview and format. This course is competency-based, which means you will have the flexibility to complete most assignments, which include quizzes, papers, projects, and things like that, at your own pace within 2 primary deadlines, due dates, constraints, whatever you want to call them. The first, I'm going to call it, or we call it, the pre-midterm. That's the time from now until you get to the midterm exam. All assignments covering the first half of the course, that would be 4 weeks, must be submitted prior to the midterm examination, which will be administered the week of February 2nd, 2025. At that time, by the end of that week, you should have completed 4 weeks, and in addition to that, you should have completed your midterm. Here is the next half, number 2, the pre-final, we call it. All assignments for the second half of the course must be submitted. The second half is 4 weeks, must be submitted prior to the final examination, which will be administered the week of March the 9th. So by the end of the week of March the 9th, you should be done with the course. It will be up to you because there are no weekly due dates. There's one important exception to this flexibility I'm reading right here, and that is participation in our weekly discussion board, which we call the tailgate. For those of you with construction backgrounds, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a tailgate safety meeting. So we copied that name tailgate for our discussions. So let me start that sentence over. However, there's one important exception to this flexibility, and that is participation in our weekly discussion board known as the tailgate. That is mandatory and follows a fixed weekly schedule. What that means is we're going to have a tailgate every week. Weekly tailgate requirements. This is the way we construct, or lay out our discussion boards. Your participation, number 1, is required each week and is crucial for maintaining attendance. This is how we're going to check your attendance. If you miss a tailgate, you're not going to be counted as present for that week. So this is your weekly do thing. So you need to do it. And here's what we require from your postings. They must adhere to the following deadlines. The initial post, submit your first discussion contribution no later than Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not for you, because I'm a Central Standard Time guy. So I'm not going to change that right now. It's just I use Central Standard Time, so you should remember that. Your first reply to another student is due by Thursday, 11:59 Central Standard Time. Your second reply to another student must be completed by Sunday. And the reason they have deadlines for these submissions and the reason they're spread out is so we all don't wait till Sunday evening to do our 3 posts. We need to have these spread out so you can see what others are saying and you can comment on their responses, replies, and posts. And you can't do that if we all wait and try to submit late Sunday night at the same time. You cannot go ahead in this as you might in other weeks. Please note that you cannot post in advance for future weeks, as the discussion topics are meant to be timely and they move along. In other words, if we're in week 2, there's a good chance that whatever subject matter is in that week 2, 3, 4, whatever, will be the topic of the tailgate or the discussion. Not necessarily all the times, but because I like to talk about the shortage of skilled trades. I like to talk about culture in the workforce. And if you're in this program, it's an associate degree, and the assumption or the thought on my part is that you want to move up the ladder as time goes by. And that's why you're here. and you're not just staying in a certificate program or continue to operate. You want to move up. It says getting started. Here's some steps. Watch the Start Here videos. A lot of the weeks will start out with a video talking about the subject matter of that week. Some of mine will have more videos than one. My courses are all very technical. You probably will take another kind of maybe gen ed or perhaps a construction management course or two, which will have some technology attached to it, but this is pure technology on my side of the course. Okay. So what's the start here? If it's a video in there, watch it. These will guide you through the initial steps and help navigate the course, especially in week 1. Review the homepage resources. Now, we did that, and I'll do it again if I feel like we need to, but that's your link to a lot of different places, and you can find it by going here, which we'll do momentarily. Now, I believe I sometimes use a textbook and I sometimes don't. I think I ordered one for you for this time called, it's going to be in the syllabus, you'll see in a minute, Grading and Excavation Handbook. It's been around for a long time. It has a lot of old school stuff, but I believe in principles. The principles of surveying, the principle of lifting things, none of that's changed since the pyramids. The same principles for that, what they did, apply today. Leverage and all of those kinds of physics things. But also in grade setting, we will be focused on manual grade setting, the old school way. And we will learn the principles of how to measure vertically as well as horizontally. We will learn how to look at a set of plans and determine what needs to go on the stake to communicate to the operator. All things of that nature. So the tests, the quizzes, assignments, not assignments, but quizzes and tailgates, I believe. No, not tailgates, but quizzes and assignments will be proctored by a what do you call it, an add-on called Proctorio. And this right here tells you how to set it up. When you come to a quiz, you need to set that up. And if you don't understand how to do it, go to Proctorio support. Communication, speaking of support, communication and support time management is crucial in this course, especially with the competency-based format. While you can move ahead at your own pace with most assignments, I encourage you to stay engaged weekly through the tailgate, and adhere to the midterm and final deadlines, which are listed above somewhere. I lost it. Here, February 2nd, that week for the midterm, March the 9th for the final. Okay, we talked about that. Time management is crucial. I can't manage your time. Do you know that you're the only one that can do that? Now, you have to react to certain things, but that's included in management of your time. You have a life, I'm sure. You may have a family, and you may have a full-time job. Make room for your course here. This is an investment on your part. Help me enhance your return on that investment. And when I say that, let me read the sentence here. If you have any questions, concerns, or technical issues, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm easy to get in contact. There's my phone number right there where I'm wiggling my cursor. Here's my email if you want to do that. And Canvas has an inbox that you can reach me. We can talk back and forth. Canvas has a chat. I've never used it, but it'll be available to you. Maybe we'll try it out this time. So we'll see. Now, there's that kind of covers that. I want you to go back and really take a close look at this welcome and introduction statement. And I want to, I have another, if I can find where it went. I hit it. That's not it. Oh, here it is. This is something no, I do not like you. I don't want you up there. There we go. So this is a kind of an outline of the outline I just went over, but there's some things over here that are not on the other one, and I wanna cover that right quick. This is going to be a little bit long for a video. They won't all be like this, but that's just some things we have to do. And here's again, it's a summary of what I got some added stuff in here from here down after we talked about the tailgate a while ago, and here it is again, if you want to see it again in the video. And here's that, please don't try to post in advance thing. But also I threw this little let's work together to make this a meaningful and enriching experience. And then I said a strange thing as I look back. I said, allow me to be a part of your learning journey. Now, I kind of like that. So what I'm telling you is let me be a part of this, you know. When you need help, reach out to me. Don't sit there wondering how to do something if you don't understand the task, or maybe you don't understand my instructions. Don't fool around. You know, send me an email, but by all means call me. I have some office hours. I think they're from 12 noon till 8 in the evening, but you know, if it's 8:30 or if it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you're stuck trying to figure out something, just pick up the phone. If I can't talk then, I'll tell you when I can talk. We'll get it figured out. Again, there's my email, there's my phone. Here's a little note. Canvas has what's called a big blue button, and you'll see it. And it's a video. There's a video of how to use Canvas's big blue button. The big blue button is a Zoom meeting or conference. You'll find it in week 1, your first week, under the title Instructional Resources. But the reason I want you to look at it and understand it and get in touch with me if you don't is because I'm going to host a video conference. You've never done this before. Each Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And what that means is it's an open door to my office, virtual office. You will be invited to come to the conference at 10 a.m. every Saturday until I either wear out or I see that you don't care. I mean, that you may know enough that you don't need it, because it's not mandatory. But we're going to talk about the subject matter, most likely of what we're in the middle of, or what we have just covered, or maybe even what we're about to cover. Now, that's part of it. Also, it'll be a good time to talk about not so much personal things, but, you know, flat tires, and I'm working 24/7, whatever, things like that, and technical issues. Maybe you're having some IT challenges. We can talk about that. But the main focus is questions about the assignments or the quizzes or the subject matter that you're involved with. You know, probably, you know, I'll do it I'm going to try to do it every Saturday, because that means you will probably just have completed a week's worth of work. Now, it might not be the week before that particular Saturday, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I encourage you to please feel free to bring up issues, technical or academic, and be prepared to talk, to visit, to ask, to tell. Attendance, though not mandatory, is encouraged. As you may find in this course, it will expose you to new and somewhat complicated concepts. I don't know how much grade setting, survey knowledge you are bringing to the course, but if you have very little, there's going to be some new concepts here. Uh, that's what I call my little notes here, outline for this week two. The basics of meat and potatoes time. Talk about, okay, that's a reminder for me. So let me do that. Let me go over here, over here. Let me go to the home. And here's the home, and here is where you can go to the tailgate to discover all of the requirements of the tailgate. You can try the chat if you can figure it out. I haven't had anybody to talk to, so I haven't tried it out. This is where you can find out a little bit about me, and this is how you can contact me. And if there's issues between you and me or you and anybody, there's a way to solve those, and it's done by following the directions of our grievance policy. So here's big blue button. You'll see this is your access right here. The ones with the little eyeballs crossed out are things you don't need, but things I need. So you have announcements. When announcements is posted, you can get to them here. And you'll be notified through an email. And there's probably a link in the email that I have posted an announcement. This will take you to the syllabus, which we'll visit momentarily. And this is all 10 modules right here. And I'm not going to click it right now because I want to go to the syllabus first. But, and this is how you can check your grades. And once again, here is the Canvas Zoom, the big blue button. So when you're invited to, of course, you can open that. And sometimes the link that it sends out, you just join it right there. But I think if I keep an open door, you can just walk into it, without no big deal. But we'll find out for sure. And once again, this is how you set up your remote proctoring extension. You won't need any of these things. I have all this going on that you will be exposed to as we go through this. I don't have a course calendar up. Just remember that there is a course calendar, but it's a little quirky. I have it. It kind of automatically puts it in the syllabus, but it doesn't ever get it just like on this date we'll be doing week one. So since it's competency based, it's not going to make that much difference. I don't know how to advise you on this, but I'd start with week one and I'd proceed accordingly because this course is highly scaffolded. In other words, the material in week one you'll need for week two, and so on and so forth. That's just a recommendation, but since it's competency based, you do it in whatever order you want to. But that is the way I have it set up, that the material that's in week one prepares you for week two, et cetera, et cetera. That's called scaffolding. Modules, here's the tailgate, modules. You can get there from here. And here is a week's worth of work. You're looking at what's called a module in Canvas. We call it a week, like week one. That's introduction. That's the title of the module. After that, week two, the basic. This is meat and potatoes. This is when we really get down to the nitty gritty. Hello? What? I think so. I'm in the middle of a video. But, all right. So the meat and potatoes part, right? That's after we go through the tailgate overview. That's after we read about the big blue button and this will give you, actually, this video, I think that I'm doing right now is going to be here. Let's go ahead and look, because I think it has objectives there. Yeah, by the end, be familiar with the online format of the course, understand the course outcomes, understand the course structure. We talked about that. Complete a syllabus quiz. That'll be your first quiz. It'll be in week 1. And then I believe we do have that grading and excavation handbook as our textbook this time. So check to see if it's been ordered for you, or you know how to order it. And if you need help, check with me. See what I can do about that. And going back to the modules, sometimes it's tricky. I get there this way most of the time. And again, we'll have a quiz over the grade syllabus. We have an assignment called a submission practice. It's like a completion grade. For doing it, you're going to get 100 points. You'll see some due dates here showing up, but I'm as fast as I can erasing those. There's no weekly due dates. These dates you don't have to pay attention to until I get them erased. They'll be gone. But you can see that everything that I do is usually worth 100 points. When we get down here in week 2, if you are moving on, you can check the overview and you can see things are going to start changing. Define grade, understanding of the engineer scale, demonstrate basic state marking, understanding, and vertical and horizontal measurement. So we're beginning to get into what I call meat and potatoes. Is an introductory thing, and there's a video that's going to cover all the way down to what's called the grade boot or hike up right here. I would advise you to read ahead of the video. This video will be about these subjects here: grade and grade setting, turns. There's a zillion turns. I only want you to memorize 1 million. So, but that's quite a few terms, and you may be familiar with some. So take a close look at those, and if there's any way of copying them, do that. Then engineer scale, we don't use inches here. We use feet and tenths of a foot, and you'll pick up on that pretty quick if you've never done that before. In other words, instead of 1 foot and 6 inches, it's be 1.5 feet. That will make sense by the time you get through this module. And then we get into vertical measurements, and then we step it up a little bit by adding a the official name is a grade boot, but it's an offset, a vertical offset, and a lot of people call it hike up. Then we'll talk out what in the world is an elevation. Then we'll go back to another video. I'm telling you, this is video haven, because it is a lot of images that we need to look at as we're talking about them. So read as much as you can ahead of the video, but like I said here, this is a really good starting point for a tailgate. It's about who's going to do the work, and it talks about the shortage of skilled labor. And speaking of tailgates, you're in college now. We're not out behind the tool shed smoking and joking. We're serious here, and hopefully you are, because if you're not, you need to get that way, because this course gets pretty serious as we move along. We're like, again, the reason we created this was to prepare people for frontline management, and if you're not a professional, you're not going to make it, period. Sorry about that. So using the grade book, that's a video. I'm giving you all the information I can before your assignment. So look at, in this case, before you do your assignment, watch this video. That's why I put it there. Here's quiz, week 2 quiz, and it's called quiz 1, and it's a multiple choice. It's pretty simple. And again, You'll see a date right there. I got to get it out. I'll be removing them as soon as I get to them, but pay no attention to these dates because the weekly module does not have a day. And as we move along, things are going to get don't let me scare you away. I was being kind of harsh a while ago when I said be professional. If you're not going to make it. Well, that's true, but uh, it's just I want you to do your best. I want to see how good you are, and I'll do my best. Then we get into some formulas, which has a little bit of math in it, but I got some tricks to make that easy. I've been teaching this course for a little over 20 years. Uh, there's very little I don't know about it. Then we get to week 3, and there's another tailgate about sustainable construction. These are all important. Tailgate is where I give it the weight it has more weight than your final or your midterm when I grade you. So these you want to score, you want to do well on, you want to score high on these because I put a lot of weight on them. Moving on, we get down to some more quizzes, and then we get into some more complicated stuff such as slope staking. And I'm not going to wear you out anymore. Again, if I sounded a little harsh about being professional and all that kind of stuff, I'm just this course is for grown-ups, and if you're not there yet, I understand. It took me a while myself, so I expect you to give me your best effort, and I'll give you mine. Well, I'm going to stop it there, turn this into a video, get it posted, and be seeing you pretty quick. I think we start on January 6th. It's our first week, and I'll for sure be hearing from me and you then. You guys have a Merry Christmas, or Happy New Year, or Hanukkah, all those things, and wish you the best. Thank you.